Hi guys, if anyone's seen my recent video of Donington Park, you'll notice that at the end of every straight I'm getting a lot of brake judder, so I'm going to have a little look in to see if I can find out what the problem is. I've done a little bit of research, and so I've been told that these bobbins need to rotate like this one, nice and free but with no lateral movement. This can cause some issues otherwise if one of them is tight and one moves. So this one is just about being able to move. So I'm just going to go around and free all these off. Another suggestion has been that I put the zip tie on at the start of the track day, and it looks like I'm using either all or nearly all of the travel. So if the suspension at the end of the braking zone is bottoming out, then all of the vibration from the road will be transferred straight up to the forks, so that the forks will actually be doing this back and forth rather than going up and down with movement. So hopefully that's not the problem, but we'll do some investigating. Alright, so first thing I need to do is to free off these sticky bobbins. They may have traces of salt, so maybe there's a little bit of corrosion in there, I'm sure. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just put a little bit of tape on here so we know where it started from. So when I get back there, I know I've done a full lap. So I borrowed this idea from the internet from somebody else who's got more experience than me. And I'm just going to put a nut and bolt through here. Just going to nip it up. Okay, so that's tight, and now we can actually rotate the bobbin. So I'm going to use a bit of a brake cleaner. So I'm going to go all the way around and do both sides exactly the same. I'm going to use this device, which is a DTI, a dial test indicator, to try and check if there's any throw in the disc, any wobble when I rotate it. The only problem is this stand is quite wobbly. It's not the strongest. So I'm just going to do my best and give me an approximate idea. Even if I touch it, it seems to move. Just give it a couple of rotations. Hopefully if I leave it go, it should settle. It does seem to be a small discrepancy. Put the 0 again. Let's have a 3,000 an Imperial DTI. So as a reference, I've checked the other side. It seems to be about the same, about sort of 3,000ths of an inch. A few other things to look at. The condition of the disc, so there's hardly nothing of a lip on it, I can't feel it, which means the disc is quite new. Doesn't mean that a good branded disc and still could warp, it just means they're in pretty good condition. There's something else I'm looking for. When a bike is stored for a period of time, like over the winter, if you washed your bike recently and your brake pads are wet, you could have like an area where the pad is touching the disc for a long period of time. This could cause pitting on the disc, which you'll never get rid of unless you skim it. And this will cause a higher friction, so you'll have like grip slip on the brake pad, brake caliper, you know what I mean? So it'll be like an inconsistent lever, which could cause vibration, so more things to look at. Every day is a school day, learning as we go. Before the track day, I changed the tyres front and rear. So the wheels have been off. I've since done a bit of research and I found out that you can actually put this axle in incorrectly, where the legs not under equal pressure. So what I've done now, I've backed this nut off and both the clamps, right and left fork. Just going to give it a few compressions, this will loosen everything up. And then we've got to do this nut up to pull the axle all the way through. Let's get some weapons. Okay. So that's done up. Then you're going to nip these two locks up. 1, 2. So on the other side, these two bolts are still undone. A couple of rocks, back and forth. And then nip up the two bolts on the clamp. So looking at the Gsxr manual, I found out that the run out tolerance, how much throw was in the disc, is 12 thou. So this is 3 to 4 thou either side, so they're well within tolerance, so fingers crossed they're okay. So set the forks, cleaned all these up, the bobbins. I've undone the caliper bolts, pulled the brake lever in, centralized the caliper. I don't know if that's made any difference, but it's something I read about. As soon as I get some time, I'm going to take the bike out for a ride. There's a few quiet areas I know of, but I'll be able to do some emergency stops out the way, and hopefully we won't get any more brake judder. But if we do, then I'm afraid I'm going to have to look into more suspension stuff. It looks quite soft. You can see in one of the videos I'm compressing it and get about half the full stroke. So is that right? I'm not sure. I'll ask an expert. Cheers guys, thanks for watching.